All right. Hopefully, we will have excellent audio in this video. All right, we got the first person rolling in. And you know what? I don't care about a copyright strike. I'm going to sit here and have my music playing as we're talking. Let me know if the music's too loud, it's a little overwhelming, or if it's just right. But before we get rolling, I need an audio check, people. Because, man, if I had some like shitty audio in my last couple of live videos. And I know it too after, watching it back. But oftentimes I don't, while it's going on because I'm just talking. I don't have like an audio check setup going on. But this is actually just old school Blue Parrot connected. I've got other things I could do, but if this works, all right, right on, right on. Okay, so I didn't put Q&A in the thumbnail or the title, but this can totally be Q&A. I'll check your comments real shortly, but any kind of questions you have, throw them at me. We'll have some fun tonight. But I feel myself kind of getting in a groove. Well, creatively, I'm kind of weird. I drive a truck too, and do all the things every trucker has to do. But I don't know. I tend to put another element in there, and get to practice and work on filmmaking techniques and things like that. Develop those skills while I'm out here, and I've kind of want to get some input. I've been stirring around several ideas of content that I want to put on YouTube that's different than what you typically see, as far as trucking journey, which, that stuff just, I don't know, following me around, whatever's going on, and let's have fun with it. Um, but I've been thinking about like GPS or maybe comparing GPS and Trucker Path, which has a trucker GPS in there. The premium version does, which Trucker Path has contacted me asking me to do some videos for them, and I got Trucker Path Premium for free. But other than that, there hadn't been any kind of transaction. I've been trying it out, and well, I ain't gonna give my total opinion of it. But damn, am I glad I got a Ram McNally as well. You know what I mean? Okay, there's a few things we're gonna talk about, but I'm gonna check your comments first. How about that? All right. Big Don Slonger is the first one. Welcome back, Don. And Timothy Pele, Chasing America has joined us, and Stephen Tucker. Which Stephen Tucker and I ran into each other uh, when I was in Maverick orientation back, oh, what was that, like 4 years ago now? He came by the hotel. Tommy Creamer has joined us. Tony Truman, how you doing, my friend? I'm in Tennessee as well. I'm in Dixon, Tennessee at the Pilot, and I'm sitting in a reserved parking spot because hell, most of the damn truck spot is reserved, and I have not went in there and paid $18. Like, there's a whole lot of empty ones left, except for the few that aren't paid. They were taken at 4 o'clock. Y'all let me know what you would do in the comments at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when there's a whole bunch of parking spots. It's all reserved. Like, I get it, those over there at the fence, which I ain't over there. But it does have it on there. But we'll play it by ear and see how it goes, right? Sometimes that kind of stuff will come back and bite you in the ass. I got a video called FTA that is a good example of that happening. But I don't know if it starts filling up before I go to sleep. Maybe I'll just purchase it on the app. But I done paid to park twice in the last, or maybe I've done it twice in the last month or so. Man, if you do that every day, that adds up. That's got to go $18. And I think the whole tax thing has changed for us truckers. Somebody let me know in the comments on that. Like when I did mine, and I've historically been a champ of writing stuff off because I've had some kind of self-employed status for you know, at least get some kind of 1099 or something so I can write things off of probably the last 20 years. But taxes are changing. America's changing, huh? And I don't know. I'm not going to bring up the election and everything that's going on with that, but I will reply to the comments that I read. I saw Kentucky today. I'll probably talk about that later. I know somebody's going to say something about the Gamecocks. Like we have interim coach Mike Bobo leading the Gamecocks into Missouri this weekend to try to avoid a fourth consecutive loss. And Jesus have, well, they did good on offense last week, but over the last 3 weeks, they have had their ass handed to them. Hence, Mill, Will Muschamp was fired. But the defense has just fell apart over the last 3 weeks. Now, keep in mind, we have played quality teams. We don't have Clemson's schedule playing little weak ass ACC teams week in and week out. You know, this is a total SEC schedule, but still, we've had 150 points scored on us in the last 3 games. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But hey, that's an opportunity. You know, Will Muschamp, it wasn't our first choice. Hopefully, Tennessee won't pull a Georgia on us and fire Jeremy Pruitt and hire Hugh Freeze. I think Hugh Freeze, I don't know, there's several good ones. There's offensive coordinator at Alabama. There's that guy at Louisiana Tech, guy at Coastal Carolina. But it's a COVID year. And we got a decent signing class that decided on December the 6th. So I guess, you know, it would probably be healthier for me if I just stopped caring about Gamecock football and spent my time and put my energy into something that I have some control over. Because how their season goes, I have no control over. But let's go to the comments again. Peter. Peter says, damn it, I was first. Um, you were the first after, you know, probably the seventh or eighth one. So good job, Peter. Um, Trucking with the Joker. Okay, we got the good audio checks. Is audio still good? Tommy, you say check in mail. Talking about like email or something? Because if anybody's gonna mail me something, you might want to like send me an email and check with me first. Because you know, I used to have a post office box in some of my older videos, and I don't have that PO box anymore. And I'm not living in Simpsonville anymore, so I just use my mom's address for the time being. How long was you in the backup? Not not too long after that video ended. It may have been maybe an hour altogether. And it wasn't an Airstream camper. I got some video with my phone as I was going by it, but the truck flipped. The top and hood and everything was completely crushed. It was pretty bad, and the camper was over on its side. In the next edited video, I'll mention it and show you guys a little clip of that. Um, Hey, Chris said he made the chicken, cheese, bacon, jalapeno barbecue sauce dish for supper tonight. Awesome. I made it tonight for supper too, and man, it was good again. And my good friend Mel, she made it the other day, and she was carrying on. We have decided to call it High Castle Chicken since that was first showed in the that video with the castle in it. Put a camera on your trailer doors to see what happens behind you while you're driving. You know, I had this company, and I feel bad about this. Like, I don't even try to do sponsored videos and, you know, all of that stuff. I mean, maybe there'll come a time for it. Like when I have a larger team than just me, is probably when I would get into stuff like that. But a company mailed me one that you could do that with, but it's wired. And you know, I'm dropping and hooking most of the time. I don't keep the same trailer, especially on this Texas fleet. Are you kidding me? So you know that wasn't really working. And it was wireless, I think, but you had to bolt it on. And I was like, hey, make one with a magnet so I can like stick it to the trailer. I imagine magnets will stick on parts of it anyway. But that hadn't happened. Now, I still do have a camera system for that. If I rig up some some kind of magnet. Maybe I could pull that off myself. Anybody with any ideas on that, get in touch, either with the comments or you can email me. Which in the description of this video already, I've kind of got it set up by default. It's got two of my email addresses if you want to reach out in a way other than in the comments. That's a pretty good way to do it. But it's Truckerjim at gptruck.com and then also nfiindustries.com. Okay. Don Long Dong Slonger says he gave me a good tip. What do you mean by that, Don? Refresh my memory. Which that reminds me of a joke. Y'all know what a leper is, right? They're mentioned in the Bible. What did the leper say to the prostitute? Anyone? What did the leper say to the prostitute? Anybody? Anybody? I'll tell you. Keep the tip. Boom! I first heard that joke. I think I read it in a joke book like 30 years ago. Can you put the camera on the back of the truck? You really want to know the answer to that. Did you ask that before, Paul? I currently cannot because I don't have my like one of these. The back of the truck. Yeah, I could, and I've got like a GoPro. I could use the GoPro for stuff like that, and I have not used my GoPro very much at all, but it's one of the first cameras I had. My mom got it for me for a Christmas present a few years ago. Somebody had bought it to film catfish in a pond, and it didn't work too good for that because, well, they're in a pond, and the visibility's not good. And she got a good deal. This is the Hero 4. They're up to 9 now, but this is a Hero 4, which I've got let's see, this can go underwater, and I've got, well, I got this clip thing. I can clip it on things. And then I've got little sticker things where I can, mount stuff like this. I've tried doing it before. I'd mount them on like the hood or the mirror and stuff like that and maybe use it once. Because I tell you, like every now and then, conditions will be right and I'll set up some I'll set up by myself maybe like a 2 angle, you know, kind of thing. And that's cool, being able to use those 2 angles back and forth because I like being handheld and mobile and flowing. But when I'm driving the truck and it's just me, I really don't have a whole lot of choice. But on a tripod, something stationary. But I do have the drone now. But flying a drone and driving a truck at the same time. But the drone has like these intelligent flight modes where it'll follow you or it'll rotate around. I just hadn't invested all the time I need to do to be proficient in all of those. But as we get into 2021, maybe I'll have some weeks again where I'm just doing video stuff for the company instead of driving. And that's a good time I can get all in on that stuff. And I do what I can while I'm out here on the road, but I can't let it interfere with getting the job done. Customer don't want to hear, oh, you were filming a video, that's why you're late. That wouldn't go over good. I bet my audio kind of peaked when I raised my voice just then. Sorry, guys. Uh, Audio check, everything's still good. Show how easy it is to do a transflow from the phone. Yeah, I could totally do that. I've also been thinking, guys, and I don't know if everybody's aware. I know everybody, but like the Pilot app and the Loves app. And I'm sure like Petro and TA has one, but I don't feel with them, so I don't have their app and I don't use it. But the Pilot and the Loves app, I use those things all the time. And man, like for fueling, like it's done got to the point now where I really don't like, getting out, sticking my card in. All right, let me put my rewards card in. And especially now, we got to have the trip number, the trailer number, your truck number, your odometer reading, and driver code. 5 freaking things you have to type in, and and how many of you got out and well, with all that, you have to have a notebook. I mean, you have to have a notebook and have that stuff set up just for the point where you can fuel. Um, that's the way it is now. We used to not have to really do anything but the odometer. Well, but when it was just GMP, so you would say, all right, 575, 441, 575, 441, hours, while you pump them. But anyway, with the Pilot app and Loves app, they're both really similar. They're just a little different at the end. Well, as far as Loves, when you're done, the pump's armed and active and ready to go. You just get out and bam, start fueling. But you have to manually put the pump number. Look up, oh, I'm at pump 20 in there at the beginning. Where a Pilot, you don't have to do that, but at the end of it, what it does is it flashes like I think a 6-digit code number on your phone, and you punch that in, hit return, it turns the fuel on, and then when you hang it up, DEF is ready. You can select fuel and DEF, and I love that. And also a thing that's awesome on those apps is showers. Instead of having to go up to that little faggoty kiosk and they don't work, the paper's out and stuff, and it still takes you shower credit, or standing in line, you can be in the truck, see if there's anybody waiting in line. It'll show you that, but to reserve a shower, and then boom, it pops up on your phone. I think you got like 10 minutes to get to your door. It's got the code on there, and you're in. Man, that's great. So I think that would be pretty cool to show a video. Do you think it should be 2 separate videos? Is that overkill, or combine them into one? If I don't use cool music in it, which I wouldn't, those would do good and might maybe make a little coin off those. Be good for new drivers too. But the TransFlow thing, I don't know, is everybody's TransFlow the same, or does it vary a little bit from company to company, fleet to fleet, or whatever? Because mine looks a little different now that it's an NFI code instead of a GMP code. Can y'all hear the music? Y'all like Blake Shelton? Baptized in holy water with the dogs running. That song makes me think about when I was a teenager, like living in Due West in Abbeville County. It was country as fuck. It really was. Like the closest town was 4 miles away, and it didn't even have a red light. I just cussed again, didn't I? I'm sorry. If your kid is sitting there in your lap watching this, and they just looked at you like, Daddy, Truckerjim said a bad word. I'm sorry, kids. I ain't perfect. Please pray for me. Forgive me. I want to be better. But the dogs running. That's my favorite line. The dogs running. We got any coon hunters up in here? We got any coon hunters plugged into the live video tonight? If Derek Bowie's watching, I know he done did a little coon hunting. I grew up coon hunting, and man, that was fun. But sometimes it was sad. When we would tree one and either shoot a raccoon and he falls out and the dogs tear him apart, or we blow this little sound thing and the coon will come down thinking he's protecting his friend that's fighting dogs, and then I mean he might bite a dog in the ear or scratch one or something like that, but in the end we're carrying him out by his tail dead, and gonna skin him later that night. That part, sometimes it was more exciting than others because I guess I empathize with the wildlife. But the whole act of the hunting, getting in a truck, letting the dogs out, the dogs would always poop and you could smell it. And they would be, eating joy dog food, and it would be cold. So it'd be a steaming dog turd that you could smell from a distance. And then go walking through the woods and fields and jumping creeks and climbing hills and building a fire and cooking weenies and marshmallows and stuff like that. And the men would have like a bottle of rock and rye, and every now and then you could get a little swig, warm you up. Man, those were good times. I've been really blessed in my life with some good experiences, some good memories, and I wish I would have appreciated it more at the time because a high percentage of the people in my good memories are dead now. Hmm. Well, let's change the subject. Go to the comments. Anybody ever listen to Kane Brown? Oh, I like this song. Movie idea. You stop to help break down SUV, and it's really a spaceship, and they give you a device to communicate for helping. Better than BJ and the Bear or Mork and Mindy. Hey, we might have a winning idea there, Joe. I was kind of talking to my friend Mel the other day, and our conversations are epically awesome that we have. I really enjoy them. And not that I'm all dark and crazy, okay? Because yeah, I'm known with the trucker with the good attitude or whatever, right? But I still do have an active imagination, and my desire to be a filmmaker, right, guys? You guys know this. I've been talking about this for years, and that's kind of pretend, right? It's not reality, but I want to make a movie or write a story is how it'll start. Come up with a story of this trucker, and he's got a girl that and his woman that's out on the road with him. She's hot and cool and different and all that, and he's an awesome trucker. And well, I don't know exactly what to start all this off. Probably somebody messing with her or something like that, but they kill somebody, like another trucker. And well, instead of calling the police, they try to benefit from it in whatever way and get away with it and leave and keep on trucking. Well, as the story goes, I don't know. I think they end up become serial killers. Is on the I don't know. It's just an idea at this point. Like the SUV broken down is really a spaceship and gives me some device to better communicate. Um, let's say Rambling Man. Hey Kentucky, how you doing, my friend? I saw Kentucky today, and we hadn't done any video yet, but we said next time we are. And after I come back to work from court and all that, I'm sure I'll come up to Smyrna, which is not very far from Kentucky at all. So it's really convenient. I think we done ran into each other 3 times, which and he can kind of give you guys an update. He's not trucking right now, but he is starting a new job in the Nashville area, I believe, Monday. So we wish you well, Kentucky, and I hope you like it, and hope you make the money you need, and make some new friends. Did y'all listen to America Trucking Network AM 7? They gone fired Steve Summers. Breaking news: Steve Summers is out of there as far as it Trucking Network. Is that what it was? America's Trucking. Let me go back on the comment. I like this song. Is that better? Would y'all rather look at me or just hear my voice? It's Thursday night, people. Y'all remember? Like when we used to do this all the time on Thursday night, somewhere around 7 o'clock. Sometimes it's tricky to get stopped, especially when you're teaming. You don't get stopped. But then networks up and down, and I do apologize again for the crappy audio I put some of you through. And if it was me, I would stop it right away because I ain't watching some video with crappy audio. I just ain't gonna do it. I just don't have the patience, and I believe it's not an effective use of time. If you're gonna make a video, dag gummit, make sure your audio is good. Is my thought. So whenever I do have videos that have crappy audio, it comes down soon, and it should. Uh, Big Houston, how many subs you at now, Big Houston? Um, YouTube. That's right. Jim in the house. Kaylee Hammock is good. Is it? Kaylee Hammock. That's a cool name, Kaylee. I like the way that's spelled. Um, okay, I'm about where I was, rambling man. There's Kentucky checking in, Truck Rick in the house, this side of the grass. Stop reminiscing, it brings me down. I'm sorry I bring myself down sometimes too. But here's the thing, I'm bipolar, so I'm gonna get in a different mood and say something different shortly thereafter. So we'll keep it interesting here. We'll go up and down, up and down. Steve King would be proud, Jim. Oh, as far as that the guy trucker and his girl, that end up becoming serial killers in some way. I do like the idea of that. I don't know how it'd end and what the middle would be like, but I tell you one like image I've always thought of, and if I was gonna make a horror movie, this would totally be in it. But when you're in a dark like yard or lot or something like that, and you have to get out and do landing gear, or unhook, or go to the back of the trailer or something like that, and you leave your door open. Anybody? Some of you super truckers probably shut it and lock your door and all that. Mine's like open all the time. The only reason for me not to do it is flies flying in it, like in my opinion. But I've often thought, what if when I'm like not looking, some psycho climbs up in my fucking truck and comes back here in the sleeper, and I don't know. There's some dude in my freaking sleeper, and he surprises me. I mean, there's 1,000 ways we could play that, and because you don't look back here half time. You just, especially in those situations, you hop in and you roll, and you're going down the interstate. And there's some creep that smells bad or whatever in the back of your sleeper. That I don't know. I'm gonna have to put that in a film when the day comes. But here's kind of what I've been thinking. I'm pushing 50 years old. I'm like 4 years away from it, and and like really, like honestly, this is a perfect time right now because fortunately I'm blessed with good health and I'm still young enough to have energy and some vigor to go do something. But at the same time, I'm old enough and been through enough. If I'm paying attention and have a plan, I imagine there's some wisdom here now, and this is perfect time to do stuff. And like in the past, I take my year off. I mean, last week of the year off to set some goals, make some plans, and things like that. And oftentimes I would do okay. Most of the time, I would do okay on those goals. There would be some things that I accomplished, but there was always some things that I didn't. There was always some things I fell short on. So I'm thinking more of a 2-year plan. And 2021 is being prepared to get things in place to really do great things in 2022. Because who the hell knows what 2021 is going to be like? I don't. Is the president elect going to shut down the country? We've been hearing rumors of that. Is there going to be a civil war? Is my video going to get demonetized because I said those terms? I mean, I don't know the answers to any of these questions. But I do know Americans and human beings are resilient and we will go on. But I honestly think people are going to get to the point where they may be pissed and fed up with leadership and the direction government's going on. And I don't know. I can see a collection of people saying, you're not going to tell us what to do anymore. But let me not go down that rabbit hole. But it is interesting times for sure. We are 30 minutes into this, so I'm gonna hit the comments. If you guys got some more questions, bring them on. If it makes sense to keep going on with this, we're at like 26 right now, 18 thumbs up. It'd be cool if maybe a couple of you that hadn't hit the thumbs up could go ahead and smash that. And maybe we'll wrap this up in a few, or we could keep going into the early morn. Who knows, right? Okay. The alien communication device tricks any scale house and a superpower. Ooh, I like that trick in Scale House because Big Houston's message has been retracted. How about a movie where truckers get pissed at brokers and they start disappearing? Ooh, a dispatcher has to get it. Has to in the movie. At least one. Aha, Big Houston is up to 1,012. There you go, man. It took me a long time, well over a year, to get to my first 1,000. But I've had one of the slowest growing channels that's actually good. Well, I don't know. There's probably a lot of good, really good channels that have, small audiences. But see, I was about to say some names and these guys probably aren't douchebags, but there's a collection of YouTube truckers I had, some interaction, or most of them maybe I didn't have interaction. I just saw them myself, but I put them in my in a douchebag box, and that's probably wrong. Oop, okay, my battery's going dead, and that's probably wrong. And I would probably be a better man if I just didn't take things personal. There's it's not the Four Truths. Mel had actually sent this to me, and I'm like, wow, Mel. I thought I was the only dork that listened to stuff like this, but that is a big key to having happiness right there. Is don't take things personal. So many people make fun of Florida Georgia Line and say that's really not country music. But dadgummit, I like Florida Georgia Line. Holy, holy. This isn't my favorite song by them. High on loving you, high on loving you. Holy. Okay, what happened to the girlfriend, Trucker Jim? You talking about Misty? We just decided to go in different directions. But I get asked that all the freaking time. What do y'all need me to do a Misty reunion video? Well, I've got good news. Misty is engaged. She did the proposing, is what she told me, but she's marrying a girl named Tabby. Well, I'll just say her first name, Tabby. But they met earlier in 2020. Wow, it seems like longer than that. We're still in the same year. What a year, guys! Man, all kind of things have happened. But I don't talk to Misty much anymore, but I saw her not too terribly long ago. I took her a bathroom scale. Um, she moved out, I think maybe July, something like that. But that story, we ain't gonna go into any more detail about it. But don't sweat it, guys. Y'all like me with a girl though, don't you? I probably like me better with a girl too. I'm probably in a better mood to get laid every now and then. But it'll be okay, It'll be okay. Like, if you've ever read the book, Think and Grow Rich, like, if you really want to do something big with your life and you're like, dadgummit, I'm not put here to be average and ordinary. I'm supposed to do some big stuff. And you hadn't yet, this is a classic. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is written in the late 30s, but one of the chapters in it is called Sexual Transmutation. But what it talks about, instead of chasing pussy, okay, and putting all this energy into everything you gotta do to keep your daggum woman happy and just all that. But if you take that same amount of energy and put it into something you have a personal, like a burning desire to achieve greatness at, if you put that same energy, that sexual energy, put your heart on into your work, you can manifest great success in your life. But that I've got that book. It's actually in the center console of the Chevy right now. Man, that reminds me. I have not done any reading of books lately. I've been just like all you assholes that just stare at your phone all the time and don't read any books. Ugh. Oh, And if you do read books, I wasn't calling you an asshole. So relax. This is the one I want to finish, the comedy Bible, because I want to make movies I want to watch, but you got to write them before you film if you can't. I'm pretty good at just showing up with a camera and ending the day with some content, but rarely is it really good. With just that winging it approach. Sometimes, things come to be together. Oh, here's a little exciting piece of news. I don't know if we got any Joe Rogan listeners or Joe Rogan fans. His podcast has moved over to Spotify. But Dave Chappelle was on his most recent one. So that's available on Spotify. You can find clips of it on YouTube as well for a little bit longer. But that should be interesting. I bet that'll be some fun conversation. Um, Somebody's flipping me off, I guess, 'cause I called you a hole. He must not be a reader. Damn, I wouldn't talk to her much either if she left me. Oh, no, it ain't. She left me for a woman. That's not it at all. We weren't together anymore because I mean, I don't want to say anything bad because I don't know if she watches my channel anymore. But I have no desire to hurt her or to hurt her confidence or any of that in any way. But it's just not what is right for me. Like, I want a woman. Like, what turns me on is hippie chicks and creative girls. Like a girl that paints and makes a pottery and can cook good and clean and give great blowjobs. And, those are the kind of things that matter to me. And, from my wife before, part of me was like, I want a girl with a damn job and a house, and her own freaking money, kind of thing. But I don't. That's not so much important to me. I kind of like the idea of one that don't have a whole lot of going on that can hop on my train and we can do some cool things together. But for the time being, I will remain a one man band. I wasn't flipping you off. I was pointing to the comment above and laughing. Oh, okay, okay. uh, Little Dog is now the conversational male. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Somebody wants to explain. Is that like his new angle? He's a conversational male? Because for some fucking reason, I unsubscribed to Little Dog. I thought, but maybe that rant channel is what shows up. But I'll have a notification that pops up with some regularity. And I don't know. I watched a minute or so of one a while back. Looked like he was sitting in a day cab or something, and he was talking shit about somebody. I can't remember. I didn't stand there long. That is his new name on YouTube, the conversational male. Okay, I guess. Do NFI still get free truck washes? Yep. I'm not sure of the regularity of mine. Hey, but for NFI GP guys, they do not do the trailer. I had to pay for a fucking trailer the other day. I turned in the receipt, so I got reimbursed. But they don't do trailers unless the trailer needs to be clean, like washed out or whatever. And I think you got to call in for trailers. But tractors, I, I don't know if we can do it more than once a month or not. I guess I need to ask on that because mine gets dirty down on the bottom because I'm always dumping coffee grinds out. I guess I should get my lazy ass out of the truck and go dump it on the ground. But it's more of a time thing half the time because I swear to God, guys, it's like a 15-minute process to make my coffee every morning. And there's a lot of different steps to it. I've showed you guys some of it in videos before, so I won't bore you with the gory details right now. But anyway, it gets on the bottom of the steps sometimes. It looks a little dingy. And I need to be not so damn sloppy with death. Can I get a thumbs up on that from somebody else with white stuff on the side of the truck? Okay, Clemson. Hey, will somebody tell Dabo Sweeney to quit sending emails to the president of Carolina to put his name in the hat? We're not interested. Let him just stay with his national championship Tiger team. Conversational mail. I still can't go live yet, wondering why. Go into your YouTube studio. Um, let's see. Like here's mine. Well, let's see. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, right here, YouTube Studio. Oh, is it really not going to show this? YouTube is funny about showing. It always goes to like full screen on here. What am I doing? Um, oh, okay. Actually, I don't have YouTube Studio on the iPad. It's on my phone. But anyway, go to YouTube Studio in there, and it's some you can like when you first start out on YouTube, Big Houston, you can't make a video longer than 15 minutes. It'll like chop it off at the 15-minute mark or something like that. I can't remember. But in the YouTube Studio, somewhere in there that you can activate different things. Like now that you're over 1,000 subs, you can start monetizing your videos. As long as you've got 4,000 watch hours, you can start monetizing your videos. And recently, my ad rate has gotten a whole lot better than it used to. It used to just be like $2 for every thousand, but mine's been significantly better than that. My views have not been really that good. I've only had one video over 1,000 views. I'm serious. In like the last month or so, like the best one's only like 800 or something like that. But I don't care. I don't do it for views. I do it for practice, and also documenting what's been going on. And then people that want to damn watch, I try to make it something that's fun to watch. I know you have over 1,000. You just told me that. But because of that, you can begin to monetize videos. But just play around in your YouTube studio stuff. There's over on the side. I mean, you got video editor. I'll have to check your channel out. I guess it's Big Houston. Big Bear, what's going on, man? Hey, Trucker Jim, have you seen the video from about a year ago where Bubba Nesbitt and Hensley hacked an RVT live stream where he was trying to interview a driver? I nearly pissed myself. Uh, I can't remember. Uh, they, they were doing a lot of stuff a while back, really fucking with RVT. Have they finally stopped doing that? Is RVT just doing his thing and people aren't messing with him anymore? Or has the inbred empire, as I used to call them, do they still fucking with people? Jake Canal and all those. Actually, you don't have to answer that question because I don't fucking care. I don't. Forget I even asked. But that is funny. I I kind of enjoyed some of the stuff like that, but that type of behavior affects me negatively. Um, I begin to vibrate differently, and I think about punching people in the face. And I ain't talking about just one time. And I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to give off that kind of energy. Bringing out the parts of myself that will beat your ass. Don't. That's not what makes me happy. And so I stay away from things that affect my mood in a way that's that's not going to be beneficial to me or anyone. Hey, but guys, I've never had a chick in the truck before. A wife or well, actually, Misty, she went out, like a day or two here and there. But for you guys that's done that before or do that now, like relate with me some of your stories as far as the companionship, how it makes it you better, or did it end your relationship? you know, talk to me about those kind of things, people. I am curious because that ain't something I don't know. I'm I'm I ain't gonna say I'm hesitant about it because it seems fun, but like, do they make you stop so they can pee like every 100 miles? Like, I wouldn't like that. Like, if somebody riding with me is gonna have to get a go girl and learn to pee in a jug or something. A lot of complaining is what white people says. Now here's the thing, and I get it, but if somebody's doing lots of complaining, you're not a good host, white people. It sucks to be with you. Is one way. That's my first thought. That you're not fun. You're not providing a journey for her out here. So that's something to think about before someone gets in. Luckily, I don't have to make that decision tonight, right? Are you having to pay all that child support you thought you had to pay? Yeah, I am. They ding me for over $300 a week. Adds up to over $1,300 a month. $1,330 to be a month to be exact. But look, just so happened that's what that's about. And I got a court date Monday. That's why I'm taking a few days off. I mean, it's like 389 miles to get there, so I'm gonna leave the day before, and probably gonna end up staying with a friend of mine, him and his wife. Now, and I guess both of his boys. One of his boys is in college, but I'm not sure if he's having to stay home or classes or what's going on. But the Hernizens, I did a video when Jeffrey, his oldest son, had graduated high school. I don't know, it's something with the Hernizens. It's a year or two ago. What Aldi videos and white people? What did that say? Retired military woman, bodyguard. Ah, damn, I hate that for you, bro. Piss, piss. I'm not a vacation for me. They use a funnel to pee in a jug. I had my wife on the truck with me for a week. It was awesome. I bet it was, man. I think it would be fun. Are you having? Okay, I answered that question. All right, I'm caught up on the comments, and we are 47 minutes into it. Um, you guys having fun? You people on the replay, are you enjoying your time here on Truckerjim channel? I'm gonna have to go back and like look at all the comments. One thing I may be doing a video, but normal people, this would probably bore them to tears, because Mel said my video is boring. But Trucker GPS and that should probably be two separate videos instead of a comparison. That'll be easier to film, quicker to edit, and all that if I just do it one each instead of having to wrap everything up together. Yeah, it's going to be a video each. But what about Trucker GPS stuff? And also the premium version of Trucker Path. But if you guys got anything, that you think I definitely need to put in there, you want to put some input, leave the comments below. I'll be hopefully my audio is good and I won't be taking this video down and it will stay up. So maybe a few people will see it on the replay. But we are in the last minute. If you got something to say it now, because I'm getting ready to throw you with my tagline, tell y'all to keep it trucking, and I'm find something to fall asleep to. I do love having this TV though, with that I can just hook to my iPad, cause like I can pick up TV channels, but it is not worth the freaking frustration of it's all garbly and pauses and all this shit, and you got to scan for channels every single time. I ain't got time for all that. I don't like it, and the quality is not up to par. I like doing this iPad. But for you guys that don't know, what makes this possible is this white cord right here. It's got a HDMI. Whoop, It's got HDMI on one side and lightning port on the other, and a lightning external that plugs in, and you get all that going. Whatever's on your iPad or your iPhone is on your TV. I just have to change it to channel HDMI one. Watchmen on HBO. Okay, I think I've got access to HBO through Amazon Prime. I did because I got a friend's login. Misty's old login. Um, is anybody watching The Mandalorian? Next episode, it might be out tonight. Sometimes it comes out on Thursday, but they say Friday. I was I, there's this video going around about George Lucas, like what the plans were for the original sequel trilogy, and man, it would have been so good. This shit we got over the last few years, it made me say I'm not into Star Wars anymore. I don't even like this. I hate it. I did. I the Now episode 7, I was like, okay, where are they going with this? But by the time 8 got around, I hated it. And I still haven't watched The Last Jedi a second time. Like I've tried to, but it's just not any good. I mean, visually, sure, yeah, it looks good or whatever, but the acting, the story of it, the way they fucked up everything that was 40 years in the making, it just pisses me off. But Darth Maul would have been back in the trilogy they were supposed to make. And starting to hear rumors that the Mandalorian's taking it in a direction. What if they just like DEFCONed those 3 movies and then just did them right? Would that be so wrong? Because I swear I will never buy a T-shirt, a DVD, or anything of that sequel trilogy. I hated it. And the prequel, it had some cheesiness to it. I hate sand, and all of this stuff, Anakin's acting or whatever. But overall, they were pretty good. But they filled in and they led up to the original trilogy. They did that very, very well. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to start talking about Star Wars. Harry Potter, I watched like the first 3, and then I was a man by then, and I really wasn't watching little wizard movies anymore. That shit's for. Uh, I never was like, oh, it's Harry Potter. Oh my God, it's amazing. I mean, I watched them, and all right, yeah, okay, but I'm not a millennial. You know, I believe in making shit happen instead of magic. But I did watch a cool video today about the history of magic, and it was quite interesting. Not like it was more like witches and the occult type of magic, the real kind, I guess. Um, Ohio BWB's in California. Hello, Mr. Jim, and I hope I didn't offend any of you 20 and 30 somethings that love Harry Potter and read all the books. I mean, my son read all the books. I get it. It's just not anything I really give a shit about and really appreciated. And Harry Potter, he always looked like my cousin TJ too. And so I don't know. I mean, I had a few of the DVDs younger, and I've seen them multiple times. I mean, they're all right. It's not my favorite. Are you going to start doing this on Thursday at 7? Maybe so. It worked out pretty good today. This week has really worked out very well. I've started early all week long and like drive and get shut down, by 6 o'clock for the most part, anyways. And, just the kind of the way it's played out, I hadn't had 600 miles. Like, what did I have today? I only had 400 miles today, and I shut down with a couple hours left. But I know what my end is. I'm just going to Atlanta and then going to Greer, so I went ahead and shut down early tonight, fueled up, and tomorrow's just haul ass, get it done, get back to Greer, have start my weekend instead of driving through traffic and fighting to get a spot and then having to get up later. You know what I mean? You got to think about stuff like that, truck drivers. Trip planning. It's planning your time. It's planning your life. Planning your schedule. Planning how you're gonna attack the next couple of days. Okay. Nothing else is there. So we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for tuning in, all of you. I had fun. Hope you did too. Everybody on the replay, drop a comment below, and I'll see you next time. It'll probably it'll probably be a few days before I put anything up after this. Probably midweek next week. But there's a bunch of new stuff up, and I know all of you hadn't seen it twice. And I promise you, my videos are better the second time you watch them. Don't believe me? Try it. See you next time. Be safe out there and keep on trucking. Actually, I didn't really like that. Let's try that again. Everybody, be safe out there and keep on trucking.